You're listening to the Grieving Mamas Club podcast, a space for moms who are on the wild ride of motherhood while navigating their grief journey.
We're Kira and Rashida. Between the two of us, we're motherless moms of 4 toddlers and an angel baby. Together, we're going to feel our feels, but also remind you that there's joy on the journey too. Let's dig in. Hello, listeners, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 12 of the Grieving Mamas Club podcast. Kara is back. The last episode is me and our wonderful guest, Audrey, who had some amazing things to say and shared some wonderful wisdom. But, of course, I'd be missing my gal.
Yeah.
So, Kara, I guess I should say in on this episode. We are going to talk about a whole bunch of things, actually. It's a griefy lowdown. I had some really griefy feels with Dom starting kindergarten, so we're going to talk through that.
Yeah.
I just had my 18-year death anniversary with my mom, and Carol, we're going to talk about all the monarch butterflies, because I always have the same feeling when I see a butterfly as you do, and I love it. So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Before we do all that, Kara, how was your week? How have you been, my gal?
Well, hanging on by a thread for the use. My boss quit.
Oh.
So we all know what happens when your boss quits.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Her poor thing. First of all, she's like one of my dearest friends. I love her on the ends of the earth. But now all her work is being like, yeah. It's like they said it's going to be between like me and 3 other people, but
Are they going to hire though?
Don't know.
Or are they just going to be like, you guys could handle this?
Probably not. You know how corporate world be.
That's
corporate.
the worst. Yeah. Yeah.
So just navigating that with, it's just like that extra load of the stress at work, being stressed at home, and then also being stressed at work is so stressful.
Well said. So eloquent. I can't wait to make that into a quote.
Yeah.
For our Instagram. Yeah.
I know. That's why everyone comes to hear this podcast is for my eloquent ways of speaking.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
But yeah, it's just a lot, man. I don't know. So basically, I'm just spinning, spiraling, taking it day by day. You can only do so much. I'm trying this new thing. I'm also taking into last time we chatted, you're like, hey, I don't know if we said it on the podcast, but I know that maybe we talk offline because we also do that. But you said try. Don't drink any coffee like the first hour, drink a whole bunch of water in that first hour of waking up.
Yes.
So I've been trying that, and I feel like that has helped with not skyrocketing out of bed, and like my adrenaline and my cortisol just skyrockets. So I feel like that's been helping. But I also started taking something called reactive magnesium.
Oh yeah. We talked about that last time.
Oh yeah. And so I think that helps too. But trying to just be more like, work is work. The problem is that like you and I are high performers.
I was going to say that's really hard for high performers.
It's really hard.
Really hard. That's why we burn the fuck out all the time. That's really hard to separate.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it is. So,
I had one of my most favorite clients of all effing time. Was, I think I said this on the podcast once, was like one of the only people when I came back, one of my only clients when I came back from maternity leave with P, who was like truly like, no, how are you? Not how's Parker, not how's how are actually you? And I was like, 2 kids is a lot, Molly.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, no one tells you it's like exponentially more like work than, it's not double, it's exponentially.
Yes.
But like one evening, I guess I was having right before, I say evening, like I was working at 8 o'clock. I was 4.
Good.
I was talking to her. Yeah. I was talking to her, and she's a mom of 2 little kids too. Like her kids are, I want to say 9 and 7 and 9 now. So not old either.
Yeah.
And she leads She leads 4 teams, but in total, 60 people report to her. And yet she always finds the time to like make you, the person you're talking to, feel like you're the only person that you're talking to.
That's special.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'll probably never meet another person like this in my life. But one time I asked her, I was like, but how do you do it?
Yeah.
Like, how are you able to go, like, cut it off and like go be at home with your kids? And she's like, that's just it. I cut it the F off. Like, she's like, it's at 5 o'clock. Like, that's it. And I realized that there's always going to be a boulder. That's work. Like, they wouldn't pay you if there wasn't a boulder, but you have to take a break from pushing the boulder. Yeah. And she's like, and then when I'm home, I'm home. I'm with my kids. She's like, I'm a silly mom. I wear my muumuus and we watch movies and we eat pata. Like, I do those things. She's like, so you just have to learn to be able to be like, no, I'm putting this down today.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I saw like hard and fast lines though. Like, you know, sometimes I have to do both. Brian travels as you know and deal with. So like
Ben's gone right now.
Again?
Yes. We should continue on, but keep going.
Nice. So yeah, so I'm pretty good. Like, okay, at 5 or whatever, I have to shut it down because we are the responsible parents for getting our kids to A to Z, to B, whatever.
All of them.
All the places.
Everywhere. All the letters.
Yeah. And also, like, the only time I could, like, really log back on would be, like, at 9 o'clock at night.
Like, and I'm tired.
All this shit's done. Yeah. And I'm tired. Also, I hurt my back. I was at, so I'm doing physical therapy. So I got to work that into the schedule. And on top of that, I go twice a week for like, I don't know, 4 weeks. And like, and on top of that, I have to do stretches at home. And like, I know that I sound like such a whiny bitch. I sound like, wow, Sarah, like really? But it's just everything that is.
I don't think so. I'm not in my mind, I'm not like, wow, she sounds like a whiny bitch. You sound like a mom who's overworked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Overworked. Yeah. And it sucks. You know you're overworked when like something that you're supposed to do for yourself, so like going to physical therapy so that your back stops hurting feels like another burden. That's when you know you're overworked. You're overworked.
Yeah.
You got to take some you time.
Oh, I'm going to actually, funny you mentioned, I'm going to Nashville this weekend with a friend.
Yay.
Yeah, so that'll be good. Yeah. Taking the day off Friday and Monday. So long weekend, doing a whole bunch in a short amount of time.
Good.
Which will probably come back and I'll be like, I need another vacation. But
same. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. How was your week, Rashida?
Oh, well, I too am actually leaving this upcoming week it's my birthday weekend. And so I am going to spend some time with 2 of my best friends from like, one of them is my best friend from kindergarten. One is of my best friend from middle school. And we are going to Austin to spend the whole weekend there. Because my best friend, Olivia, lives there. So I'll be there Thursday through Sunday.
That's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, that you had a friend that lives out there. I had such a good idea. When you said that you were going to Austin, I was like, damn it. Why didn't we think to go there?
I love Austin. Have you ever been to Austin?
No.
I love Austin. I've been, we try to go see her at least. Like I have one friend who lives in Austin and one friend who lives in Philly. So I basically just alternate years which one I'm going to see. So it's Austin's turn.
It's a Joy Fest. Well,
yes, I was in Philly twice last year. Yeah. So yeah, I am spending my week prepping for that. Here's what I really want to talk about. Kara.
Yeah.
Kara, Latasha, fucking Sullivan.
Yes.
Baldwin.
What's up? That's me.
Okay. The way that I cannot stop fucking drinking these pumpkin cream. I cannot stop. I want it to stop and I can't stop it. I'm choosing it over alcohol.
What?
Yes, I was in Chicago for 36 hours for a friend's baby shower like last weekend. And I got to the airport and Ben was like, all right, enjoy your airport cocktail, a thing I love.
Yeah,
like I will pay exorbitant amounts for an airport cocktail because it just tastes different.
It's different. Oh my God.
So different.
Yes. Belly up. It doesn't have to be the bar. It could be the table at the pasta house.
Yes.
Laughley.
It is always like randomly the pasta house.
Yeah. That is the shittiest food, but yes, they got it.
And they're like, you want a mimosa? This beer costs you $18. And I'm like, well, $18, babe.
Yeah.
However, I am in the airport And I was like, yeah, no, I just want a pumpkin cream cold brew. And that's what I got.
Oh, are you doing it with no vanilla syrup though? Are you adding?
I do it with 1 pump of vanilla.
Oh, okay. So, oh my God, there is a new drink. I need to ask.
No.
I know.
Leave me alone.
But it might, I know. But ever since like you've been saying that, so for my birthday, I had my birthday. I don't know, somewhat recently.
Yes.
And, yeah. And I've got a lot of Starbucks gift cards. And so I'm Starbucks rich right now.
Oh,
yeah. And so I have been going also a lot and just like spending so like ridiculous, like protein boxes, cake pops for everybody. I mean, I almost said water. Like, that's free, you bitch. But like cake pops, like get egg bites, get venti. But yeah, the cold brew. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, how can I make this a thing? Yeah, how can I
want it?
And isn't it so good when they sprinkle the pumpkin spice on top?
So I tried today, and it's unsuccessful. I tried to make it myself. I tried to make the cold foam myself. Yeah. I think it tastes, and I put it on hot coffee because I also like it on hot coffee. Yeah. And I put it on, it's fine. It's not the same. I'm going to have to maybe try switch up. I don't know.
I don't know what kind of milk they use either.
Heavy whipping cream.
Oh.
So I had some of that.
Buck me up. Oh, God.
Yeah. So I bought some of that. I looked at several TikToks to try to like perfect this. I also saw another recipe where they used condensed milk instead of the heavy whipping cream. I don't know. I'm going to try a couple things because Tara, she can't be spending all this money.
I owe you. I'm sorry. I need to send you a Starbucks gift card to repay you back for. But here's the other thing. Here's my justification. My justification is that it's only here for until I don't know, maybe January. I don't know.
I can already feel the depression that I'm going to feel when it's gone.
I know. And then you have to go back to the vanilla, the sweet vanilla sweet cream, which is like, it's good.
It won't.
It's not like this though. That first sip. Ooh. Oh. Oh,
I know. And I was saying to Ben, I was like, and the problem is, Kara, it's been 80 degrees here in St. August still. So it hasn't felt like fall. When it actually starts to feel like fall next week, I am going to guzzle these down.
I know.
Yes.
I know. Oh, it's terrible. So some interesting factoid that I heard, Starbucks apparently, like, I think it's like PSL is like 20 years old or something.
Really?
Yeah. Like, gross. It's like, I guess we were like 17, 18 when the PSL came out. Don't remember because I did not care. Anyway, they polled their customers and they're like, what flavor would you like to, like, should we come up with next? Because like the mocha, like the peppermint mocha was like really big. And so they're like, everyone was like, we want marshmallow, toasted marshmallow and chocolatey stuff. And they're like, yeah, cool idea. But how about no, bro? We're going to go with pumpkin. And it just took the fuck off.
Oh,
so, yeah. Someone read it somewhere. So don't quote me.
Our source setting this information. Our source is unknown, but yes.
Yeah. We'll have to Google it. But yeah, I thought that was kind of, I think about that too. I'm like, damn, that the chokehold, literally, that A, this drink has on us, and B, pumpkin spice, anything, bitches go fucking berserk.
I just bought some pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls for kids. I love it.
They do?
Yeah.
They like cinnamon?
They like cinnamon rolls.
Oh, well, Ellie would particularly, you know, like you ever see that meme, like when they if you accidentally give your kid regular toothpaste, and like, it's spicy.
Yeah.
Like, that's Ellie with cinnamon. Like,
really?
That's
sugar?
Spicy. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, no, my kids will eat the fuck out of some cinnamon rolls.
She also does not like buttered noodles. So, like, I don't know. Who the fuck doesn't like buttered noodles?
During the pandemic, and then I swear we're going to start talking about other stuff.
Sorry.
During the pandemic, we would make cinnamon rolls every single Saturday to mark that it was the fucking weekend because we were living in Corona.
Yes, it was a perpetual day.
Yes. Every single Saturday we made cinnamon rolls to be like, yay, it's a stay at home. Like, well, it was every day was a stay at home day.
Yeah.
I mean, Daddy don't have to work and juggle down. I was pregnant, all those things. Anyways, and it is a tradition we've just kept. So like every Saturday, we just keep making cinnamon rolls. We go through cinnamon rolls like crazy.
Damn, you do. I love that. Good for you.
My kids love them every single, and they're specific. They only like Pillsbury or the Aldi kind.
Oh yeah. Listen, for those who don't know, if you're not shopping at Aldi and you don't want to buy you are. I'm sorry. I used to be a hater, but I love Aldi.
Ben used to be a bougie ass hater too, and
Yeah.
then I was like, you can't even taste the difference on these.
No, you can't. Sometimes I prefer it. Maybe it's because I'm used to it, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Give me some never any ham. Let's go.
Chicken breast, never chicken
Never any. I love that brand.
I do love that brand.
Yeah.
I think I got some never in the like ground turkey in there right now.
Oh yes.
Good.
Aldi slaps, man.
It do be slapping. Okay, so let's jump into kindergarten
Yes.
and how we feel about our babies.
Oh.
I mean, they're like 6 weeks in at this point into
Yeah.
kindergarten. By the time this airs, they'll be probably like 6 plus 4.
Yeah. It'll be Christmas break.
Whatever math that is.
Yeah. Podcast math.
Yeah. It's podcast math. Podcast math is trying to figure out what you're saying and how this correlates to when this episode ends.
Yeah. We're trying to be current, but
Yes. So by the time this comes out, I'll probably still be in my feels about it because we're still having really bad drop-offs. But
oh no.
oh my God, they're so bad.
Oh no.
But kindergarten, I have a like, when everybody used to post their photo, like, well, we all do it, and I do it too, would post their photos, like their first day of school, blah, 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 blah. When I had a kid in daycare, I was always like, what the fuck? Like, why is that a thing moms do? It's kind of like, in my mind, it was like akin to posting the monthly photos of your kid, which I did do for Dom, didn't do for me.
Yeah, shit. I've done all of this, by the way, but keep going. Yeah.
But in my mind, it was like akin to that. So I was like, I don't know why people do this. This year, I realized it is because every school year is the marking of time. Like your kid is getting older. Like you can't, like, now I understand why moms are all in their feels during like the back to school, because it's like, you can't deny that your kid is actually getting older. They are going to another grade. You're taking the photo, you're comparing it to last year. You're like, oh my God, look, they're not like baby anymore. Like blah, blah, blah. And so Dom went to pre-K where he goes to kindergarten.
Well, so he went to daycare. He went to daycare, obviously. And but then I know you guys switched at some point. But so anyway, like he was daycare into pre-K into kindergarten. Yeah.
Yes. And he went to pre-K where he is going to kindergarten. This elementary school has a pre-K classroom. So like,
what?
He's building. Oh, it was awesome. And we did it because we were like, this should make the transition a lot easier.
Yeah.
It is not. It has helped for me. Like he knows people and he has friends and stuff, but like the process is still. But anyways, and so we're getting him ready. I went to Beyonce the night before.
Oh, yeah. You went to Beyonce the night before his first day of school.
I sure did.
Were you hanging hard?
I sure did. I limited the amount of alcoholic bevies I had because I wanted to be. Yes, I know. And I had to go into the office the next day too. So I was like,
oh, that's a triple decker whacker.
Yes. So I had to get him we had to get him to school, and then Anywho, so I'm like getting him ready. I'm taking his photos, and this is like when we always say like grief isn't fucking linear. Like you're allowed to feel your feels at any point. As soon like we get him to the door, he's really, really nervous. He doesn't want to go in. As soon as I dropped him off, I got my cart. I started bawling.
Oh,
bawling. I know. Bawling. Like I was like, and it was so many feelings at once. I was at first having a hard time deciphering them. Like I was like, am I sad because he's going to kindergarten? Well, yeah. There's a grief journey associated with like becoming a grade school parent. Like that feels like some real parent shit to me. I'm like, that's crazy. But
yes. Old. You feel old. Like it. Yeah. Keep going. Yes. It's just.
Yes. And so, but then I like felt I was it unlocked so many positive memories about all of my first days of school and how my mom was there. Like, and she would take the first day of school off every single year and like take me to school, be there when I got off the bus, like listen to our days, like all of those things. Like I specifically remember the exact outfit I wore for kindergarten. It was a jean dress. I remember specifically wanting my hair to be styled. It was some down and a side pony.
You come down. Yeah.
Yeah, and a side pony. Because I saw an episode of Barney and there was a little black girl on there who had the same hairstyle. I also wanted it. So my mom was like, all right, like, and so like like I was just in my griefy feels, like dropping Dom off, and like I just like in that moment I just wanted so badly to talk to my mom, like so badly to be like, yes, don't you have those moments where you're like, I get it, Mom?
Yeah. Yes. 100%. So mine specifically came around. It's the same situation. Well, same-ish situation. Ellie went to daycare, then she went to preschool, so she went to a completely separate school, but 4 of her friends from preschool all went to this new school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a private school, so we had to get uniforms. And so I'm not new to the uniform game. I went to a private grade school and high school. So
they're so cute.
Oh my God.
They look so cute on their tiny little kindergarten selves.
It's like, I mean, Ellie almost looks borderline Amish because the skirt's so long, but it's not the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, I don't know. And then so going to the uniform store, like that was a whole nother, like, holy shit, this, like I remember doing this with my mom. And then like by like actual like picking out the uniform and like going through all of that, and then reading over the uniform guidelines. I was like, oh my God, are we making a big mistake? This feels so like militant because they must have like fold over socks, and they no jewelry, no nail polish, like whatever. And Ellie is a girly girl. She loves makeup, jewelry, wants to wear it all. She's used to being able to have that freedom. Where picking out whatever had to be a twirly dress, things like
that. We're in twirly dress land with P.
Oh yes. Oh, thoughts and prayers.
But we don't have enough dresses. I have to keep buying more.
Yes.
Because I'm not watching fast enough.
Yes. Oh my God. I don't know why. I need to give you Ellie.
We'll take some twirls.
Yes. So anyway, going through like that whole process for me, I was like, I wish my mom did, like, how did you guys also, like, how did my parents afford this? It's so fucking expensive. Plus with all of the costs on top of it, I guess, like, I don't know. It's just, so yeah, something so is what seems small and insignificant. It's like, yeah, I wish I could just talk to my mom about it. And then drop off. Oh my God. The first drop for that first 2 weeks, I was an absolute like mess. I was like, how could she be so big? Her little book bag, like hitting the back of their knees.
Backpacks so big.
So big.
Yes. I agree.
So big.
And like gets me. It gets me.
It does. But yeah, I know. I've got questions that can't be answered. Like you're like serious questions either. It's not like, no, it's like, did you feel this way too? Or like you said, Mom, I get it. I get it.
Yes. Like I was just like, oh, like I never, like now I realize how special it was that like my mom took that day off every single year. Like here I am budgeting motherfucking my PTO days. We are all just like PTO math.
Yeah. Yes. That PTO math ain't mathing either. Like
it's never enough. It's never enough. And so I'm just thinking about that, like how special that is that my mom did that and was there for me. And again, like you said, wondering also like how they afforded all this shit. Also, I have the newest and best.
Yeah, think about I think PTO nowadays, I like to think in most, maybe I'm just being naive, but like in most fields is probably a lot more lax, especially post-COVID, like a lot more lax than like back when our parents were working.
True.
So like, dang, your mom like that. She probably got like, who knows, not a lot, and had to like take a half day for a doctor appointment, and
yes,
you know,
all those things. So yeah,
yes.
I'm like, wow. And I guess like I just didn't, I mean, I'm 18 years into this, so I'm not new to this. I'm true to this grief shit.
Yes.
What I'm doing with my headband either.
Oh, sporty spice over here.
You're giving.
Yeah. You're true. Yeah,
I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, and I feel like I have, for the most part, good handles on like what my triggers are, like when I can expect to feel a sort of way.
Yeah.
On the last episode with the guest, I was saying that's what's so funny to me though about grief and motherhood, and why I think the work we do is so important, Kara, because like with every transition as a mom, you almost grieve in another way.
Yeah.
Like you almost are like, oh, well, I wish, like I was with, total tangent, kind of, but I was with a friend of mine who's having her third baby, and it's her first girl.
Oh.
And her mom, I love her mom. Like her mom has come to stay with us here too. Like I love her.
Yeah.
And her mom was like texting me when we were deciding I was going to go to Chicago for the shower. Yeah. I was like, you can stay at my house, blah, blah, blah. So we end up having this like adorable, like sleepover at her mom's house. And Michelle gives this speech and she's like, I've always wanted a girl because I wanted to be able to like my mom is my best friend and always has been, and I can't wait to like have that with my daughter. And a little piece of me was like,
yeah. Yeah.
Like I find myself grieving like an adult relationship with my mom these days.
Yes, I know. And you didn't have that. You were so young, teen when your mom passed, that like you don't have that at all.
Yeah.
Even know
what we would have been like. So So then again, also it all just ties back into dropping Dom off at kindergarten and wishing I could be like, Mom, why am I bawling? Why am I bawling?
I know. And she would be like, oh, I know. I was like that too. Or like, girl, get over it. Like,
yes.
But
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. She would probably be a big giant puddle too, honestly. Like, I can't believe Dom is he's so old. That beautiful boy. He's so old.
He is so old. Is your guys' drop off as chaos? I want to go back to the drop offs.
Yeah.
I find them to be insane.
Okay. It is, no, it's not chaos. It is it's orchestrated.
Yes, that. You know what? Yes. And it feels chaotic to me because it is so orchestrated.
Yes, I'm tracking with you there. It does feel chaotic because you're like, oh, fuck, go.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. You're reaching behind you. You're like, yes. Trying to get them out of the fucking car. Yes.
You get up with the car door by themselves.
The car door, so you're like, you're not allowed to get out of your car.
Got drop and roll. Go.
Yes.
Go, soldier. Yeah.
Yes.
Or I have never seen anything so organizationally orchestrated so perfectly than drop off and pick up. I've only done pick up one time because Ellie goes to aftercare, and I will pay for aftercare strictly to avoid pickup.
I'm thinking about doing it for before care too for the same reason.
Shit. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yes. It's wild. I've never seen anything like it.
Yes.
That's
an orchestrated machine. And you only have 15 minutes at our school. So like drop off starts at 8:25, and if you are there at 8:40, you are late.
I guess you're right. Wow. Yeah. We always try to get her there before the bell rings at 7:50. So it's always like, you got to leave the house by 7.
Damn, that's early.
I know, and it's not, it comes awful early every morning for our household. I'm like, this isn't new, you guys. Get up. So, yeah.
What time do you drop Brooks off?
Oh, after that, like 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I don't know if I could make 7:50.
No, I know. It's rough. I know. It is rough, but we somehow do.
Yes.
Yeah, but all the feels and something that you said too is like being a grade school parent. I so vividly remember my parents being involved, like attending stuff like an auction or parish picnic or whatever it might be. Like we were my mom was very involved. She was always a room mom. She was helping out with like rummage sales. Like she was very involved. And it just feels old. I like it.
Yeah.
Because I like it's such a sense of community. And like we're also
I do love that. Yeah.
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 But I'm like, yeah, again, like looking back, I'm like, God, how did my parents do it? Well, my mom, first of all, didn't work a lot. She was always like, she like stayed home.
Yes.
Blessed. And my dad went and worked at coal mines, but like, not really. Not really. He's in food service. Food service, yeah. Same thing.
Yes.
But yeah, it's that is like entering a new season of parenthood.
It is. It is so, and it's so, yeah, like there's so many times I like am thinking about my own like time in elementary school.
Yeah.
And I just, this would be, I feel like these would also be moments when like random stories you don't even remember would probably come up. So like, this would be a time like Ben's mom tells stories about Ben in kindergarten and how he was afraid of thunderstorms and like he would just drink gallons of water during thunderstorms randomly. And so like, it is those moments that you're like, I wish, yes, we still make fun of him for it.
What?
He just would go into the bathroom, lock the door, and drink a gallon. Like he would just start drinking it out of the bathroom sink. Just savage. Bathroom water is to me different water, but
it is. It tastes way different. Yeah,
different water.
Yeah.
And he would just be in there just
it does not slap.
Guzzling. It doesn't slap. No, he would be in there just a guzzling water.
What?
Mm-hmm. To the point where if it looked like it was about to start storming, his parents would have to be like, block Ben off from the bathroom. He was going to go in there like guzzling water.
Start it like a little bit, whatever, like there's thunder, doodle. It's like
no, but we did have. There was a couple, like maybe it was last week. There was a storm that came by that sounded like it was like marbles, like on our.
Yes, I got that too.
Yes, like it was like marbles on our skylights, and like everybody in our house was scared. And I was like, Ben, would that have been a storm of which you chugged water? He goes, oh fuck yeah. I would have been chugging water.
I don't know why is that? How? Like
I don't know
why.
I don't know. Do you ever I see? This is another reason I'd be missing my mom. To like, do you ever like your kids do weird shit and then you're like, well, no wonder like you're kind of a weirdo, Dom. Like your dad was chugging water during like particular. Like, of course you're anxious. You come from two anxious ass parents,
right?
And so I missed my mom for those kinds of stories though too. So like somebody to be like, whenever I'm like, well, this is really weird, Dom XYZ, for somebody to be like, well, you did that.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have that check.
Yeah.
Checks and balances, you know.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Oh
my God.
But I wanted to pivot to the post you shared like literally this morning.
Oh yeah.
About butterflies, because I also share that. So talk to us about monarch butterflies.
Well, I mean, this is just again spreading misinformation most likely. But no, people have been saying that like I have pretty much gone all summer without really seeing a butterfly. I see like the white ones or the yellow ones here and there. Which I still count them. I don't know if those are moths or what they are. I think they're butterflies. I know I've Googled it, but yeah, monarchs were having like a really hard time coming back. But shit, within the past 2 weeks, they have exploded. So they say like they being like people of the ethereal, you know, like intuitive, like people who are maybe more like spiritual and believe in afterlife
and believes in like signs and stuff. Yeah,
and believe in signs. I am a stan for signs. I love them. I've always been interested in them, even before I experienced this magnitude of grief. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's so cool how our souls live on, you know, after our bodies die. So, you know, one of the first, right after my mom died, you know, I saw her and I was like, hey, Mom. She and I, let me backtrack a little bit. So she and I would always talk about like signs, and you know, we kind of like knew that butterflies were like one of the signs that spirits and those in the afterlife can apparently it's like butterflies and deer, they can like easily, and birds maybe can easily manipulate to like put in your path. So that way it can be like, so it's a sign from them saying, okay, I'm here, I'm with you. So I think it has something to do with like fucking, oh God, I'm just going to leave it at that. Because if I start saying anymore, people are going to like, you are so stupid. So I'll leave it at that. They can easily manipulate them to put in your path. So that way you can visibly see that they are still with you.
Yeah.
So when my mom first died, one of the first things I said to her, the first thing I said to her was like, hey, Mom, send me a butterfly. Let me know you made it to heaven. And so I went out in the back. Yeah, I went out to the backyard to make a couple phone calls to like let people know that she had passed. And first thing, I would get chills. First thing I see are butterflies. It was like multiple butterflies, like that just like fluttered up, and I was like, it's like I was like, oh my God, if that's not like coincidence, sure, but I don't totally believe that that is what it was. So fast forward 3.5 years later, the monarch butterflies are having a struggle time, but they're coming back. And there was one day, especially I think day, I saw eight freaking butterflies, and they're not just like fluttering like over, in a distance where they're
far away. They're in your path,
in my dome, in my face, in my space. Like I almost hit one that like flew up to my like it's wild. Like it's to the point where it's like they're so in my way that I could not miss them. So I just think that is so cool.
I agree.
Yeah, they also say that like I don't know if it's just cardinals in general, like female or male, but there's usually at least 3 female cardinals that I always see in my backyard. And I guess I maybe started noticing after my mom died, but I always think of it as my mom, her sister, and my grandma as like those 2 be like, or those 3 being like, yeah, we're together,
we're here,
yeah. So they say that like cardinals are like another sign from heaven.
I heard that too. I've had the cardinal outside of my like office window once, and someone was like, "That means a loved one who's passed away is thinking about you." So she better be thinking about me all the damn time, though. So.
Yeah. Where you at?
Nah. What else are you thinking about up there, Mom?
Yeah. What else you got to do?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's also so wild. And well, I got 2 things to say. It's also so wild because Brooks had his monitor is like it's called a Nanic camera, and I think I probably brought this up, but it's crazy. Almost every night, like I'll like check it to see whatever. Just check it.
I got it. I wrote it down.
Thank you.
Yep. You're saying something about Brooks's monitor.
Oh yeah. So he's got like a monitor. It's a Nanic camera, so it's like a pretty good camera. I see orbs flying around, and they're not like. They're just like they'll flow and make sure but the way they float is so weird too. And I see 2 of them. So something else, like I feel really guilty about, which I think is cool. I know that I totally know that's my mom, and also his older sibling that from the miscarriage. So something I made that post about butterflies and it being about my mom. What I have to control like the level of vulnerability that I put out into the world.
Yeah.
So it's like
100%.
Yeah. And it's one thing to come on here, the podcast, and say this, but it's another thing to put it on Facebook or social media. Because I find that like still the topic of miscarriage is still so taboo. Like you can post about it all you want, but it's just like, or mention it. But if like, even grief in general, I feel like is still so taboo. Like
it is.
I know that me even making that post about like, oh, these butterflies are my mom and like grief, etc. That there are people out there that are like, Jesus, she's still not fucking over this. And some people get over grief. I guess get over it. Yeah, some people get over grief. Some people decide to let it, like you and I, let it become us, and we just have become more vocal about our feelings. And I feel like that makes other people uncomfortable.
Well, two things. I don't give a fuck if anybody else is uncomfortable.
I know.
Like this
Yeah,
is
I know.
this is how so I would argue that some people, nobody's ever over their grief. Some people try to hide it, and that shit is gonna come back and get them.
Yes.
Like it is not like the only way to is through. The only way that I can be like I've gotten to this point in my grief where I can talk about it and I'm here for others is because I've worked through my grief.
Yeah.
You, in your post at the end, I love what you said. You were like, grief is the friend I never wanted, but it's the friend I've got.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's the friend I've got. I loved that. I love that because that's what it is. That's what it is. And I think that why people feel so weird about grief is because it is there. People don't realize there's a happy side here too, right? Like it's not always sad.
Yeah.
You say that I'm grieving something doesn't mean that I am like perpetually like crying into something. Like
right. It doesn't mean I'm perpetually depressed. I'm perpetually sad. I guess I kind of am perpetually sad, but it's like a different sad. It's different sadness. It's a comfortable sadness.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
But no, I also think you're so new in your grief journey that you probably feel like why people are like, why isn't she over it yet? Yeah. Nobody's ever said that to me.
Oh,
in the whole 18 years. Yeah. Nobody's ever said that to me in the whole 18 years. And I'm also a weirdo. Ben thinks it's weird.
Yeah.
That when I meet new people, I almost immediately tell you that I lost my mom. Like it is
yeah. I have a story. My God.
Immediately, like, I'm just like, hello, I'm Rashida.
Yeah.
I have two kids. Yes. Yeah. I have 2 kids. I'm marketing. I've been working in marketing for 11 years. Oh, and speaking of years, 18 is the number I've not had a mom. Yeah.
That reminds me, I lost my mom when I was 15.
Yeah. Like, people are talking about nothing. I'm like, oh, you guys talking about grief over here? Yeah, I got a story for you. Like, I need it to be like, and Ben's like, that's fucking weird. I was like, it's not, because I need people. Yeah, I need people to know where I'm coming from. Like, in order to be my most authentic self and to show up as my authentic self, this is a part of who I am.
Yeah. You don't like it? Sorry.
Yeah. And
I appreciate that.
I need it to be like, and I think it was one of the first things I said to you. Like,
yeah, probably.
I just like, it is a piece of me, and it's a piece of me I'm not trying to hide. And so like, I just am.
Yeah,
like,
that's it. Hey, that's it. Yes, that is grief is a piece of me that I'm not trying to hide. Like another thing. 2 other things. One thing that has come up, Brian's asked. He's like, why do you want to recognize your mom's death anniversary? And I find he's like that's a day that if I were you, I'd want to forget. I'm like, I would love to forget it. I would love to. I wish it didn't happen, but I can't. My body anticipates it. It's like all the scents, the sounds, like that time of season, that time of year, like it triggers you, you know? So you can't really forget it, but like you can figure out different ways to cope with it. But by doing that, you are acknowledging, and you get only way to is through. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't understand. He has never experienced like such a significant loss,
right?
And I said, maybe, I hate to like say things like this, but I haven't said it. I'm like thinking to myself, one day you might understand, and that maybe you'll deal with it differently. This is how I deal with it. This is how Rashida deals with it.
That's your right.
Yeah, exactly. That is your right. And I think that nowadays people are maybe people are more comfortable, are getting to be more comfortable with speaking up about grief. More so than like when my mom lost her mom, my grandma. I remember her being like really sad about it, and she and I would talk about it all the time, but she didn't ever do anything like on the day on her like death anniversary. I think it was just always like, oh, this sucks, like, and then move on. Mm-hmm. I think it still is like taboo, especially with, like, I don't know, especially maybe with that generation and everything. So
it is. It totally.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny, it is taboo with that generation because it's so, my mom she would never do what I'm doing. Like, she would never be like, let's all talk about grief. Like, they're personality wise, we are two different people. Like, I also had to come to terms with that in therapy, that I'm like I always have been different from my mom. Like, she's an introvert. She kept everything very much in. Like, she kept, like, she had like few friends, like, because she just kept her circle really tight. Me, I'm like, you talk to me once, let's be friends.
Yep.
We're just different people. So I've also had to like come to terms with that.
Yeah, I know, because for me, I get that. You kind of like want to be just like your mom, to like carry on her legacy and like just to have like one more thing in common with her, you know, like.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But that's an interesting question Ryan posed.
I know.
It is interesting. And and I could get why he would ask that. I would. Yeah, I do. I do get it. So I hope you weren't like, shut the fuck up.
Like, why would you understand? It's probably more like that.
Yes, like I get it. But I think was it maybe like 2 years ago? Maybe it was for the 15 year when my therapist was like, do whatever it is that your soul allows you to, like, that you feel like you need to do. So like, on my mom's death anniversary, every single year, I literally open my eyes and I ask myself what it is that I need to do that day. Like, and I only do those things.
And so this year, it was 18 years, like you mentioned. I wanted to ask you, I already know because we talked, but like through text, but like, but how was this year? Was it different from past years? What did you do? Like, talk us through that.
You know, I'm finding that the further I get away from the 15-year mark, I didn't realize that I was counting up to 15 or counting down to 15 or whatever. I didn't realize that I was like doing that until I got there. That much. And when I talked about grief equilibrium and all that stuff. And so now that I'm past that, I find myself forgetting the years sometimes. Like, so like for literally on this year, I did the math. Like I was like, wait, how many, like, pulls out calculator, 2023 minus 2005. It's like, okay, it's 18. So I find myself forgetting. And I don't think that is any way reflective of anything. I just think, I was so focused on that 15-year mark, and now I'm like, what would be the next thing to focus on? Nothing. I take that back. The next thing I'm like eerily focused on is me turning 43.
Oh, okay. Oh, yep.
The age she was when she died. So like, be focused on that.
Yes.
And so this year I woke up and I make this mistake a lot. I never, like, some years I take the day off, some years I don't, because some years I'm like, why should I take this day off?
I know. You think you can power through. I know.
And you can't.
No. You
can't. And I, like you said, my body starts to know, like, before I do. So, like, I'll be in a crappy mood, like, the week leading up to, and I'm like, why am I so pissed off? Oh, yes. It's the day. And so I woke up and was like, I'm going to take a sick day today. And then like, you good. And they have an amazing boss who was just like, take the day, do what you know to do. And like, she's like, just please let the team know that you're not going to be in the office today. Yes. She did not ask me to bare my soul to our team, but I did, because you know how I do.
But
he just simply said, tell people I'm not going to be online. And I was like, bet. And then I was like, hey, everyone.
My mom died.
And I was like, hey, I'm going to take a sick day. Full transparency. Yes, my mom sure did. I was like, full transparency, because I am an open book. It is my mom's death anniversary, and I'm just going to take some time to, like, do my thing, like, to just do the things I needed to do. So I took, like, an hour-long walk that day.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple people reached out and were like, thank you for being honest. Like, thank you for saying that. Like, thank you for telling your truth. It was another person on a grief journey, so she also got where I was coming from.
Good. Did they know you have a podcast?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Okay. And so she totally got where I was coming from, but I went and got coffee. Like, I sat on the front porch with my dog. I read a little bit. Like, the year that my therapist gave me permission to do whatever my soul needed to do on that day, I think was life-changing for me. So, like, I used to feel like I
need someone.
Yes, like I used to feel like I needed to go to her grave and like sit by her grave and cry, like all of that. And I don't feel that way anymore. I use the day to connect with my mom in a way that my soul feels like it needs to.
Yes, I know. I'm so glad to hear that. It sounds like maybe this year was not easier, but more palatable.
It was chill.
Yeah, okay,
totally chill.
Yeah, good. And that's what your body needs. It's so, when my mom's death anniversary was in April, and I had the day, I was planning to take the day off, but then Ellie got sick. So I was like, well, fuck it. I was like, she's going to be chilling out on the couch. I might as well just not. So I ended up working. I might as well not take off work. So I ended up working. And I wish I wouldn't have, because I should have just stayed at home and chilled on the couch with Ellie.
Chilled on the couch with her.
Yeah, sometimes you can like I'm like a masochist, like how I'll like revisit a feeling. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not anxious. Let's think about something to be anxious about.
Oh,
and like,
sure.
I'll think about it, and then I'm anxious. And I'm
totally
like,
my MO.
Yeah. Like, okay, good. I'm anxious.
I feel comfortable being anxious.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to constantly be like, constantly vibrating.
Yeah.
That feeling of like, I am instantly on that day transported back in time to that massive sudden, that hole, that gaping deep hole is back, that void. I feel the void pretty much all the time, but like, it's heavier, it's bigger, it's just like it just happened again. I cannot feel that again. I guess what I'm trying to say, I can't feel that again unless it's around that day. I can't make myself revisit that feeling unless I'm like severely triggered.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is like, it's crazy how your body remembers that.
I think you're right. It's because it's like the sense, like this fall, because it's fall and like leaves, all of that like starts bringing this summer. Like, I can smell the exact smells of like what it was like to lose my mom that day. Like it is, I think you're right. And I think that's why your body knows, like, cause it's like the season starts changing, like things start, you hear a song that was popular. To this day, I cannot listen to Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day. Because that September, it was popular that September. And September, all I wanted was September. Yes. Like, I was like, I cannot. So that song comes on. It starts with that ding, 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 ding. Immediate change. Like, immediate, cannot listen. Like, in that, I'm 18 years. Like, I'm like, nope. I'm ready to feel that feeling right now.
Song. Yeah. I get it. Well, it's a sad song anyway. I think it's about.
It is a sad song.
Like, his dad or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother. Yeah. It is about death. Yeah.
So like, no, can't listen to that.
No. Good for you. Oh, I thought of another sign too. Today, I know we need to wrap it up because I have PT after this, but
get that back.
I gotta go another.
Get that back right.
Another sign too. You know what, that app I Am? You turned me on to it. I love it. I love it. So one of the things that popped up this morning was, because I was like, my back was feeling good after a couple PT appointments, and I was like feeling good about myself. I skipped 2 days of doing my stretches because life be lifing, and it's be hard out here for a mom on the weekend. And so I'm like, and I hurt my back, my back just started hurting again. So I was like feeling bummed and down and out about that. So I can't like really work. I can't work out at all. I can go for walks. I'm out of sync. So that I have it like on my home screen.
Yeah, same.
And the affirmation is, I take care of myself as I heal. And I'm like, bitch, yes, that's what I needed.
Those affirmations are always right on time for me. I don't know how. They are always right on time. Like, I always get one that I'm like, yeah, that's what I needed.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I know. And
love that.
The spirits can communicate. They can anything that they can manipulate, like electronics, they are easily manipulatable, but
manipulatable.
Manipulative or easy to manipulate. Yeah.
Oh,
so I don't know. Yeah. But it I don't know. I love them. And so oftentimes, like when I'm talking, I think it's easier for me to talk about, it's a sign for my mom. I am remiss every time I'm like, but I really am like, there's still like that longing, that aching for our baby.
That
like
you
that
also
sucks
get
too.
to feel.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't talk about it. So I don't put it out there so often, but
Yeah.
it still
And
feels
for
so
I
taboo.
and I feel like all of that loss was so tied up. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I don't really talk about Alex as much, but I'm always
Yes.
talking about my mom. But both of those losses are concurrent. Like they happened without.
Yes. That's right.
It's like so. It's like you're picking. It's like you're actively choosing the one you feel like is more palatable to talk about.
Yeah.
Like almost encompass that entire time for you.
That.
Right? Because those for you, in my mind, those losses are so connected.
Yeah.
Like so connected.
Yes.
That you're just like, yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yes.
100%. Well, my wish for you is that your mama, and I know she will, send you a little sign today. Oh, and you think of like a weird sign. Think of something like one time I asked for a crocodile or an alligator. I got it. I was like, hey, I need help making this decision. Send me an alligator.
I have been, so I think I've talked about this. I think banana Laffy Taffy is the grossest Laffy Taffy in the entire world. I seem to have like lots of it around my house for some reason. Like,
and Don loves it.
Loves it. He loves it. He was eating one yesterday. Like, so gross. And so that part, I have been thinking about my mom lately because I guess I'm like, did somebody in this parade, we have a bunch of parade candy, and I was like, Ben, did somebody in this parade only give out banana Laffy Taffies?
Yeah.
Why do we have an endless supply of banana Laffy Taffies in this bag? And Dom like fucking loves them. So my mom's probably like still here with banana Laffy Taffies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So gross. So gross.
Well, I love that. I love that he loves it.
Anywho, gal, I think we covered literally everything, and we did it in enough time. I'm so proud of us.
Look at us.
Yes.
High five.
High fives. And that's it.
All right, gals. Thanks so much for listening to the Griefy Mamas Club podcast. When times get tough, just remember, you're a badass bee and you got this, mama.